Chapter 765. Fucking hell. They had blacked out from drinking. Just then, Yumi's voice rang from outside the room. "Are you awake, Master Pen?" Wilbur flew to his feet, wrenching the door open. Yumi and Zenith stood right in front of him. Wilbur flashed awkwardly. "What happened? What's he doing here?" Yumi bowed. "His Majesty sent you home last night. Master Pen, he still wanted to chat with you, and we didn't want to disrupt either of you. So we waited for you outside. I think you two fell asleep chatting, though." Wilbur heaved a sigh of relief. Thank God nothing embarrassing happened. At the same time, Emperor Tyler came out of the room rubbing his eyes while shaking his head in agony. "My head is killing me." "You drank too much, Your Majesty," Zenith said with a bow. Emperor Tyler nodded his head while Wilbur looked at his watch. "I should be heading back now." Yumi nodded, and Emperor Tyler's face fell at once. "So soon? Come on. I just managed to make a new friend. How about we go for another round?" "No, I can't. I have urgent matters to tend to. I need to go." Wilbur did not even bother washing his face, asking Yumi to send him to the airport at once. Emperor Tyler stared at Wilbur as he left, shaking his head. What a shame. He really just left like that. "We should be heading back too, Your Majesty. Let me freshen you up. It won't look good for you to be seen by people like this," said Zenith. Emperor Tyler sighed, nodding his head. Over in Town, Faye rushed to the office with Chester and Zeke's company. She had not wanted to leave Sea Lake Island, but there was an important document for her to sign that had to be sent out that afternoon. Faye got to the office, signed the document, and sorted out work for the next few days. After that, they hurried back to Sea Lake Island. Despite being protected by 2 sanctuary-level cultivators, no one knew for sure if Angie would do anything to Faye. The car rumbled into motion, weaving through the busy streets, and Faye heaved a sigh of relief. Eileen had said that old lady was extremely powerful, and even Eileen herself might not be a match for her. The thought of Wilbur having to face up against someone so strong filled Faye with worry and dread. Faye wondered when she would finally be of help to Wilbur as she shook her head. Despite becoming a cultivator, Faye was about as useful as a regular mortal in front of the opponents Wilbur was used to facing. The car drove out of the city, and Sea Lake Island was within sight. Just then, 2 figures appeared in front of the car. Zeke narrowed his gaze, shouting, "Protect Miss Eve." Chester exploded with spiritual energy at once, enveloping himself and Faye in a protective barrier. Zeke stepped on the gas, and the car sped forward. The 2 figures attacked the car at the same time. A rumble rang through the air, and the car flipped in the air several times from the immense force before crashing onto the ground. Chester and Zeke broke out of the car at once, jumping out with Faye in tow. Both the figures lit up with spiritual flames, and a powerful wave of spiritual energy spread out at once. Sanctuary level, Chester and Zeke's chests lurched, but they prepared themselves for battle too as spiritual energy surged out of their bodies to protect Faye, who was behind them. Right at that moment, Angie appeared out of nowhere. There were the same 3 jet black spheres next to her, radiating a terrifying aura of death. Chester and Zeke were caught off guard. 2 spheres flew out at each of them at the same time. A looming sense of dread overwhelmed their senses. Both men cried out loud, using all of their spiritual energy to activate their domains.